Have you ever wondered how many magical spells are exactly there in the wizarding world of J.K. Rowling? I mean, what is the count? Total spells? Well, if you are not sure, then let me tell you that there are total 79 spells exist in the wizarding world. 79. And now I'm gonna show you all 79 spells with their purpose, so watch carefully. And I'm gonna give you all their spells in alphabets order from A to Z. And my pronunciation of spells could be little different, so I apologize in advance. And now without wasting any moment, let's begin the video. Number 1. Ashiu. This spell is used for bring an object to you, as we saw in the Harry Potter when Harry used this spell to bring the Tree Wizard cup to him. Number 2. Aguamenti. This spell creates a gust of water from the tip of the spellcaster's wand, as we saw Dumbledore casting this spell against Voldemort in the Ministry of Magic battle. Number 3. Alohomora. This spell is used for opening the locked doors, as we saw Hermione performing this spell in the first Harry Potter movie before meeting the Fluffy. Number 4. Apertium. This spell makes invisible ink become visible. Number 5. Avada Kedavra. I really don't think so that I need to tell you guys what this spell does, but still I gotta explain. This is one of the unforgivable curse to kill your opponent, and it was taken from the word Abracadabra. This is Voldemort's favorite spell. Number 6. Abiphos. This spell turns things into magical birds. Number 7. Avis. This spell makes birds fly out of the end of the wand, as we saw Hermione performing this spell against Ron in the Half-Blood Prince. Number 8. Bombarda. This spell causes a small locally contained explosion, and to make a bigger explosion out of this spell, use Bombarda Maxima. Number 9. Galoptus. This spell closes a door and binds it tightly so that it can't be opened by anyone. You can say this is the opposite spell of Alohomora. Number 10. Confringo. This spell is used for explode the target of wand, meaning when a wizard or witch targets someone or something on their wand, then saying this spell would explode the target. This spell is also called blasting curse. Number 11. Confundus. This spell is a charm which causes confusion in a person or bewitched object. It appears that there are varying degrees of confusion caused by this spell, from simply tricking a person or thing about a specific incident to confusing a person to the point at which they endanger themselves. Number 12. Conjunctivitis. This spell damages the eyesight of the opponent. It's a curse that irritates the target's eye, forcing them to swell shut. And dragons were notably most affected by this spell, because while their hide made them resistant to most spells, their eyes remain vulnerable, and using this spell on dragons would increase their chance of defeating a dragon. Number 13. Crucio. This is the second most famous spell and also second unforgivable curse, also known as Cruciatus curse. As you know, this curse used for torture the opponent mercilessly. Bellatrix used this curse on Neville's parents, and Voldemort used this on Harry at graveyard. Number 15. Deleterious. This spell erases the last spell cast by the wand so that it can't be discovered. It's like deleting your browser history, which is why it's called Deleterious. This spell was discovered in Harry Potter Book 4 Chapter 9 The Dark Mark, when Amos Diggory used Deleterious to remove the shadow of the dark mark conjured from Harry's wand by the spell Prior Incantato. Number 16. Densogio. This hex makes the teeth grown out of control, and to prevent the effect of this hex, the shrinking charm can be used for this. Number 17. Diffindo. This is a charm also known as cutting charm, used to make precise, accurate cuts, and it is taught during the 2nd and 4th year classes. This charm can be learned from the Standard Book of Spells Grade 1, and if the spell used against other person, the charm is able to cause injury or even death. Number 18. Descendium. This spell is more like a password, which opens a secret passageway at Hogwarts, as we saw in The Prisoner of Azkaban, the passageway behind a statue of a one-eyed witch that led to honeydukes in Hogsmeade. Number 19. Duro. This spell, also known as Hardening Charm, it is an offensive incarceration spell which petrifies the victim in stone for a short time. With this spell, victim will be unable to move or cast a spell. Number 20. Innervate. This spell is used for restore a person to consciousness, especially if they have been stunned. Number 21. Engorgio. This spell is a charm that causes the target to enlarge, or in other words swell immensely. If the caster attempts to engorge the target beyond a certain point, it will violently explode. Although the spell is safe to use on animals, but it is not recommended until the counter charm has been perfected. Number 22. Episki. This spell heals relatively minor wounds. It used to heal battered athletes on the field as it's used to fix Harry's broken nose. Number 23. Evanesco. This is a vanishing spell used for causing an object to disappear, like immediately dissolve away. 24. Expecto Patronum. Okay, so I don't think so that I need to explain this one because we all Potterheads know that it creates Patronus by remembering the happiest moment of life. And we have seen Harry Potter doing this in historical battle of Harry vs Dementors. Number 25. Expelliarmus. This spell is Harry Potter's favorite spell because he used this spell more than 41 times during his 7 years of Hogwarts. And we all know this spell is used for disarm the target, such as knocking their wand out of their hand. Number 26. Ferravetto. This spell is used for transforms animals into water goblets. This is a Latin word fera meaning beast or wild animal, and the verb meaning of vetto is I turn or exchange. So collectively, Ferravetto is a Latin paras that can be taken to mean I exchange the beast. Number 27. Ferula. This spell is a medical spell used to bind a broken limb with a splint and bandages tightly wrapped. Number 28. Fidelius. This spell is extremely ancient and still used to this day. It involves the concealment of information inside a living person, and the chosen person, or I should say secret keeper, is only person who is then forth capable of revealing the protected information to others. However, many previously knew it. Number 29. Finite Incantatem. This spell can stop any spell on the way. Finite Incantatem is a spell that causes easier ongoing spells and jinxes to stop. This is one powerful spell. Number 30. Flagrate. This is the incantation of a charm that allows the caster to write or draw in the mid-air with fiery lines. Number 31. Flipendo. This spell is also known as knockback jinx because this spell pushed or flips something backwards. Number 32. Furnunculus. This is a dark charm also known as Furnunculus curse that caused a person to break out in boils or pimples. When it came in contact with their skin, the effects could be cleared by the boil cure potion. Number 33. Geminu. This is a protective curse cast on an object. It makes that object multiply repeatedly when it is touched. Number 34. Hamorphous. This charm could supposedly be used to temporarily change a transformed werewolf back into their human form. Number 35. Immobulus. This spell is used for freeze an object or a person in a place for a short time. Number 36. Impedimenta. This spell puts up an impediment that slows down something or someone that is coming towards you. So basically this is a real life slow motion effect. Number 37. Imperio. This is the third unforgivable curse which allows the user to assume complete control of another person. Number 38. Impervious. This is a spell that is used to waterproof items. It seems to work by actually repelling water rather than preventing penetration. Number 39. Incarcerios. This word comes from the Latin word carcerate, which means prison or cage. Since this incantation causes ropes to be expelled from the caster's wand and bound tightly around the intended target, this makes sense because it's much like a prison or cage. Number 40. Incendio. This spell lights a fire. Basically it is a fireball spell, which is derived from the Latin incendo, which means to burn. Number 41. Legilimens. This spell allows the user to gain access to another's mind and memories. Harry first encounters this spell when learning occlumency from Professor Snape. Number 42. Levicorpus. This spell makes the body incredibly light, allowing it to float and dangle in the thin air. Number 43. Libera Corpus. This spells free a body that has been caught up by the Levicorpus spell. Basically, it is an anti-Levicorpus spell. Number 44. Locomotor Mortis. This spell is also known as Leg Locked Curse because it locks an opponent's legs together, unable to let them walk or run. Number 45. Lumus. I think we all know about this spell since we have saw this spell multiple times. It creates light, usually by making the lid of the wand glow, and more light can be created using Lumis Maxima. Number 46. Mobili Arbus. This spell is hard to cast and it's used to move a tree from one place to another. Number 47. Mobili Corpus. This spell is used to move a body from one place to another. This is a very useful spell when you must carry an unconscious person. I'm not talking about the dead bodies, by the way. Number 48. Mors Mordre or Mors Morti. This spell is curse used to summon the Dark Mark, and as you know, this curse spell only used by the Death Eaters. Number 49. Muffliato. This spell causes a buzzing noise to surround a limited area so that those in the area can carry on a private conversation. Number 50. Nox. Nox is a Latin word meaning night. This is an anti-charm from Lumus, removing the light from your wand, meaning if you are using Lumus, then Nox will be the charm that will take away the light from your wand. Number 51. Obliviate. This spell erases the memories of an event from the opponent's mind and leave them no trace of that event for the lifetime that caster have targeted, as we have seen using this spell by Gilderoy Lockhart. Number 52. Orchideus. This is a lovely spell that causes flowers to burst out of the tip of the wand. Very handy spell for a Valentine's Day gifters, only if you have a Valentine. Number 53. Petrificus Totalis. This is a spell that freezes or petrifies the body of a victim, making them incapable of moving except for the eyes and breathing. It's also known as Body Bind Curse or Full Body Bind. Number 54. Point Me. This spell also known as 4-point spell. It's a charm that causes the caster's wand to behave as if it were a compass and point north. Basically, this makes the user's wand act like a compass. Number 55. Porters. This spell turns any item into a port key, which can be used to transport a person or people to another location. Number 56. Prior Incantato. During this spell, a wand forces another wand to reveal the spell of its past. Basically, it's more like checking the browser history of a person. Number 57. Protego. This spell used to guard its caster from incoming spells. It protects the caster and sends the spells back on the opponents. This spell works like a strong shield, but it does not work against the killing curses. Number 58. Quietus. This spell makes things quiet, used to muffle Sonorous because this spell is a counter charm to Sonorous. This spell elevates the volume of your speaking voice. Ludo Bagman needed this spell at the end of the Quidditch World Cup, otherwise he would have a hard time having hushed conversation for the rest of his life. Number 59. Reducio. This spell used to shrink an item, but this spell only safe to use on objects. If someone would try this on human, then it's considered very dangerous as the effects are not always predictable. Number 60. Reducto. This spell blasts solid objects into pieces. This spell also known as Reductor Curse and also as destructive spell, because it's not just blast the solid hard objects but also reduce them into dust. Number 61. Relatio. This spell used to release an object from another object, that is binding it like chain. Number 62. Renervate. This is a genre revival spell used when trying to resuscitate someone who has been left unconscious by magical means, and in some edition of books this spell mistakenly spelled Renervate but later corrected by author as Innervate. Number 63. Reparo. This spell repairs broken items. For example, a glass bowl that has broken into several pieces. This spell can fix and undo those like it was used to be. This spell also be used to counter the effect of the Defendo charm. Number 64. Repello. Repello Animixum was the incantation of a charm that when cast in combination with Protego Maxima and Fianto Duri conjured up a barrier of magical protection around the place that caster is trying to protect. Number 65. Repalo Muggletum. This is a muggle repelling charm that prevents muggles from seeing or entering an area. Any non-magical person that would get close to the vicinity of the enchantment would remember something urgent to do and leave. Number 66. Revelio. This spell causes something that is hidden to be revealed. This spell will reveal to the caster whether any other humans are within its area or influence. Number 67. Rictus Sempra. This spell is a perpetual tickling charm which causes a person to curl up in laughter as if being tickled, and this spell can be stopped by the finite incantatem charm. Number 68. Ridiculous. Another most famous spell everybody knows. As you all know, this spell makes a boggart assume a ridiculous form, thereby making it funny instead of terrifying. Number 69. Salvio Hexia. This is a defensive spell which presumably deflects hexes from the area. The caster must move their wand in a downward direction in the opposite direction of their outward hand. This spell must be cast multiple times around an area to be successfully set to defend. Number 17. Scourgify. This is a cleaning spell used to clean dirt or other material off of a surface. This spell also used for clean out a magical living fungus called Infestations of Bundymun. Nefandora Tonks once used this spell to clean Harry Potter's pet snowy owl Hedwig's cage. Number 71. Sectum Sempra. This spell is a very dark curse that causes multiple deadly cuts on the target's body as if they had been cut by an invisible sword, and the cuts caused by this dark spell will not heal ever by its own. These cuts can only be healed by the counter spell of the Sectum Sempra, which is Valnera Senentur. Number 72. Serpensotia. This spell conjures a snake appear from the end of the caster's wand. Number 73. Silencio. This is a silencio charm that renders the victim temporarily mute. This spell affects both humans and animals, and it's immensely difficult to perform. Number 74. Sonorous. This spell amplifies the user's voice. This spell used by the wizard to make his voice louder, mostly used when he needs to address a large gathering such as Quidditch World Cup or Triwizard tournaments. Number 75. Stupefy. This is another famous spell used to knock opponents insensible temporarily. This Stupefy jinx produces a jet of red light from the wand tip which renders its target unconscious if it hits the target. Number 76. Tarantolegra. This is some kind of funny spell which forces an opponent's legs to dance uncontrollably. Number 77. Tergio. This is a wiping spell used to clean sinful liquids such as blood, dust or grease, and also to clean objects. Number 78. Vedivasi. This spell is used for removes stuck objects as in a wad of gum that is stuck in a keyhole. Number 79. Wingardium Leviosa. So this is the last spell of Wizarding World and also the most famous spell of history, thanks to Hermione. As you all know that this spell allows the user to make an object levitate, but you need serious focus in order to do that purposely, otherwise. Okay, so these were the all 78 spells from the Wizarding World, and I hope you guys have found this video informative. If yes, then don't forget to like and subscribe, and in the end, if you want to know deeper about the magical flying broomsticks, their origin, their manufacture companies and everything about broomsticks, then don't forget to check out my this video. And now I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, stay magical and stay away from the muggles.